Well, I thought, Eastern New Mexico did a really good job against us tonight. They tested our defense. We have 5 freshmen out there, and I think in our best attempt to explain the difference between high school and college, there's nothing like having an opportunity to get out there for the first time against another team and to experience the pace, what a 22 or 23-year-old college basketball player feels like. And, at times we broke down, and that's what you do on November 1st when you have that many young players out there. But, DeAndre's performance speaks for itself. We pretty much see that every day. And comparing him to the other players that we've had, as you guys can see, his intelligence, his hands, just his awareness is something that you don't see often for a young big guy like him, and he was obviously terrific. But we learned a lot tonight, and I think with Parker being down, it's not easy for Alex Barcelo to go out there and play 33 minutes as a freshman, and he handled himself really well. So on Sunday against Chico State, that will be an upgrade. They'll be a better, I think, overall team. From my understanding, Chico State has a chance to win the national championship at their level. So hopefully this game will prepare us to be that much better on Sunday.
Who goes up against him daily, Aiden? And how's that? Does he pose enough defense to make him better?
Chase Jeter practices with us every day, and Chase is he's a great addition to our team. First of all, he practices really hard, but I would say his gift is defensively. He blocks shots, he's in great position, and he competes, and he's 6'11". So with Dusan, Chase, Keanu, and Ira, those are 4 pretty good guys, and I think different. But DeAndre, he's a special talent. He really is. He's at 260 pounds. He moves so easily that it's difficult to defend him. And then on defense, as he gets better and learns positioning, and I thought he learned some lessons tonight, he'll be more of a rim protector than maybe what you even saw tonight.
Sean, how'd you assess Emmanuel in that first half? It just seemed like his shot was just flowing right there. That's
an area that we've really been on him about because he's more of a pass-first player. He's incredibly unselfish, but we need him to take the open shots when he's given those. And tonight, especially in the first half, it was great to see him step in with confidence because when he does that, he already does some other things. 6 assists at his size. That's a great performance. And one thing that we really want him to do more of is rebound. And you could tell that he's maybe not used to doing that as much. He only had 1 rebound. But, again, it's nothing like game experience to show him, to teach him so that he'll be more accustomed to going and helping us in that area. But that was the Achilles heel of tonight's game for us. They had 17 second shots. They had 10 at halftime. And a lot of it was just quickness and smaller players really running to the rim to get second shots. So we'll work on that and hopefully improve in that area.
So that was that more characteristic of what you've seen Emmanuel in practice, the way he played tonight? I mean, it seemed like he did a lot more than he showed in the Red-Blue or even in Spain, if I remember right.
Yeah, he's very well-rounded, and we can play him in a lot of different positions. He does a lot of different things, but very, very good court vision. I think some of the best plays you'll see him make are ones where he passes the ball to a teammate, and he could do it in a lot of ways. As a matter of fact, he had a couple great passes tonight.
Who does Brandon remind you of, and what are you hoping from him down the road? Seems like a very good athlete, obviously, but maybe he needs to be more patient, or what do you see?
Well, he's just a very talented freshman guard. Good sign for Brandon is you could tell he's not one-dimensional. He was 0 for 7 from 3 tonight. Again, that's very uncharacteristic for him, but he still made 5 field goals, and he got to the line 4 times. So, for him to score 14 points on a night where he's 0 for 7, I think it shows you maybe where he'll be as we keep moving forward because he really puts the ball on the floor well and attacks the basket better than you think. But for Brandon, it's all about experience, learning how to defend, speed of the game, and who he reminds me of, I don't know if I have a great comparison right away, but he's very explosive on offense. He'll have nights where he can score 20 points.
He doesn't have that Michael Dickerson quality, but he's athletic like him. You know, that first,
Mm-hmm.
he doesn't have the first step, but you know what I'm saying? He's lanky and I don't know, maybe you saw that or not. You know.
Right. You're right, though. He not only is a shooter, but he brings other things to the table offensively, as evidenced by what I said. You know, it's a freshman you would expect 0 for 7, probably wouldn't get double figures. He found the way to score 5 twos.
Is it likely these freshmen have played double the amount of games coming in as they might have 10 or 20 years ago?
Definitely. And that's really changed college basketball because it wasn't too long ago where September and October, when the school year began, it was all about conditioning, running on a track, you know, running on a court, obviously lifting weights because you had to bring them up to speed. These days, you almost have to be careful because they have played so much basketball in the spring and summer before they get to us that, you know, you almost risk injury if you treat them like that at the beginning. So for us, our way is more basketball related, monitoring how much we're actually on the court. We don't really get on the track at all other than running a team mile one time. And I think Chris Rounds really taught me that a while back of adjusting because these guys have traveled more and played so many more games than other generations. And especially some of our freshmen. You look at someone like DeAndre at his size, we're more aware of how much he's running and not necessarily worried about his conditioning.
Coach, what can we learn about your big men against an opponent that was so physically outmatched?
Well, one of them went 13 for 16, so he learned that. I mean, if he'd have shot 20, he probably would have made 17. You know, and for us, it's taking advantage of his talent and making sure that we get him the ball in scoring position. We're obviously a lot more than a one-man team. You know, Alonzo maybe didn't have his typical night tonight, but he's played in enough games that I think you'll see maybe even Sunday that he's a really big step above where he's ever been as a player. But we want to do it with balance. But DeAndre around the rim, you know, he's very, very good, and he's a willing passer and a very good passer as well.
Notice that your team doesn't do a whole lot of, there's not a lot of histrionics after the ball goes through the hoop. Is that something that you coach, or do you recruit kids that behave that way?
I mean, you want to act like you expected to make the shot. Obviously, basketball is a series of plays. You know, unlike a lot of sports, you play both ends. You know, defense and offense. If something good or bad happens on offense, you got to make the transition to defense. If something good or bad happens on defense, you're quickly on offense. So I think for us, it's about stringing together a lot of plays in a row.
When Ayton walked off or limped off the court, did you see what happened?
He was cramping.
Is it normally something that happens with him often?
No, but again, you know, DeAndre learning the difference between high school and college. I mean, we probably had a shoot around today that he's never done. And then he played 24 minutes. It probably felt like 40 for him. But we're still in early November. But learning how to drink water, how to hydrate, the importance of your diet. Those are all things that usually freshmen learn in November. And he probably learned a little bit tonight because, you know, you think about it in a couple of weeks when we go to the Bahamas, the climate, playing 3 games in 3 days, him playing more than 24 minutes, you know, that's something I think he'll be more ready for, but he probably, again, learn some things tonight.
What did you think of Alex playing extended minutes at the point, and Ira also too? You know,
those guys both did a good job. You know, Ira 4 for 4 from the floor, and you know, Alex is really a tough kid. He really is. I mean, he practices a lot like T.J. McConnell did. Just every day he's the same, and he's going to do nothing but get better and better as he gets more game experience. We're really fortunate to have him, and Ira as well. You know, Ira's a hard-working, intelligent kid. I've talked a lot about our freshman class, not just because DeAndre's a member, but they're really a coachable group. They're guys who do the right things, and it's really allowed us in the first 8 weeks here, first 23 practices, I think, to improve because you know, they approach things almost like they're older than freshmen.
Yeah, with Emmanuel in particular, he's still what, relatively young, 18-year-old. You know, we reclassified. Do you ever see signs that he's that young, or I mean, he looks like he's physically ready and mature and all that? Do you see
He
that?
tells me all the time he's just thankful that he's not in Winnipeg right now, as it's getting close to winter. It's a big difference, a big trade right there. Winnipeg, Canada, and Tucson, Arizona, and I think he really appreciates being here. And like you said, though, he's mature beyond his years. When you talk to him, I think you'll see that. He knows that he needs to improve, but he also knows that we're really counting on him.
Anything else?
Thank you.
Thank you.